This is Matador News, and these are today's headlines. Music legend Prince has died this morning at his Paisley Park residence in Minnesota. President Obama meets with Gulf leaders today to discuss tensions in the Middle East. And a multi-billion-dollar settlement between Volkswagen and the federal government is reached. Hello, I'm Ashley LaRue.
And I'm Celene Zavala. We are going straight to our entertainment anchor, Arianna Takis, with the latest on Prince's death.
Thank you, Celene. Music legend Prince died this morning. His body was found at his estate in Carver County, Minnesota. The 57-year-old was hospitalized last week with the flu after his plane made an unexpected landing in Illinois. A Minnesota law enforcement official says Prince was brought to a Twin Cities hospital and was seen by a doctor yesterday. The singer, songwriter, and instrumentalist was known for his eccentric music style and performances. He was nominated for 32 Grammys and won 7. Prince's 2 albums, 1999 and Purple Rain, were awarded the Grammy Hall of Fame Awards. Details are still pending from the ongoing investigation in Minnesota. Now let's go back to Ashley.
President Obama meets with Gulf leaders to discuss plans to defeating ISIS.
We remain united in our fight to destroy ISIL, or Daesh, which is a threat to all of us. And the United States will help our GCC partners ensure that their special operations forces are interoperable, and GCC nations will continue to increase their contributions to the fight against ISIL.
The White House says there is a lack of agreement between the nations. Obama says his nuclear deal with Iran is the main source of strain. The United States and Gulf leaders have similar goals to maintain stability in the Middle East. Officials say Obama wants these nations to depend less on the United States for security. Obama will continue his international trip in Europe.
A drug tunnel has been found on the San Diego-Tijuana border. U.S. authorities say the tunnel is longer than 8 football fields, making it one of the largest ever discovered. The tunnel held 2 tons of cocaine and 14 tons of marijuana. The hole was found 500 yards north of the border at a pallet selling yard. An anonymous tipster alerted Border Patrol due to suspicious activity.
Local Greek authorities are housing survivors of the recent Mediterranean shipwreck that killed 500 people. Some survivors were at sea for 3 days before being rescued. The UN commissioner says there were only 41 survivors from Somalia, Ethiopia, and Sudan. The migrants were traveling from Libya in a group of 100 to 200 people. The United Nations agency says the boat sank while smugglers were transferring refugees to a larger ship. They say this is one of the worst tragedies involving refugees in the last year.
Oregon will pay $318,000 in legal fees to a man kicked by a police captain. Yesterday's court order blames the attorneys who represented the police captain for the costly legal bill, saying state lawyers filed 22 groundless objections and 1 lawyer pretended to be asleep while the plaintiff was testifying. The judge repeatedly scolded the assistant attorneys general for unprofessional behavior in court. The Oregon Attorney General says the DOJ is working to make sure lawyers are aware of courtroom behavior standards.
Now we go to Matador News reporter Carolyne Hogikyan in the newsroom with the news about Harriet Tubman on the new $20 bill.
Abolitionist Harriet Tubman is going to be the new face of the $20 bill. CSUN Africana Studies professor Monica Turner says it's an interesting change.
The idea of it is fascinating. However, with former President Andrew Jackson on the back, it becomes problematic since he himself was also a slaveholder.
Harriet Tubman was a pioneer for the Underground Railroad, and Professor Turner says this may be a step in the right direction, but it doesn't change what happened in the past.
African Americans are still suffering from the impact of enslavement generations later. So the apology or even the recognition without the compensation is meaningless.
The $5, $10, and $20 bills will be redesigned over the next 4 years, but will start circulation within the next decade. Now back to Celene in the studio.
Ecuador earthquake survivors are desperately waiting for help. The nation's president visited the hardest hit areas where survivors are in the need of basics like food, water, and shelter. Hundreds have spent hours in line waiting for trucks carrying relief packages. Many have been looking through debris to see what they can salvage. The military is struggling to maintain order while rounds of supplies arrive, with aid helping only a fraction of the people in need. Survivors say the relief effort is disorganized and that their complaints don't get a response.
The British government is warning its LGBT citizens about traveling to the southern part of the United States. The UK Foreign Office says that attitudes can be very different from those in the UK. They advise LGBT travelers to research their destinations due to the new laws in the US. North Carolina's bathroom law has banned individuals from entering a bathroom that doesn't match their birth sex, while Mississippi has passed a religious liberties law allowing businesses and religious groups to deny services to the LGBT community.
Houston is still on high flood alert. 8 have died being trapped inside their cars, and over 1,000 homes have been flooded. Cars are all over the region have been at a standstill since Tuesday. The Houston mayor says he encourages all residents to stay indoors. Rainstorms will continue in Houston up until Monday.
Norwegian lawyers representing exiled NSA leaker Edward Snowden and the writers' rights organization Norsk Pen says their clients will sue Norway in a bid to secure free passage for Snowden to the Scandinavian country. Norway has invited Snowden to receive the Freedom of Speech Award from the Norwegian branch of writers. Snowden's representatives say their client is scared he will be handed over to the United States. Snowden has been living in exile in Russia since the leaked NSA documents in 2013.
Now we go back to Arianna for the latest on business news.
A federal judge has ordered Volkswagen to fix or buy back nearly 500,000 cars that violated emissions standards. People who own these cars will be substantially compensated. The cars involved are those with 2-liter clean diesel engines. Volkswagen will also be required to invest funds to promote green automotive initiatives and establish an environment remediation fund. The agreement is with the Environmental Protection Agency, California regulators, the Attorney General's office, and consumers. The agreement helps the company avoid a trial over the emissions violations. Kelley Blue Book estimates the cost to buy back all the cars affected by the scandal to be more than $7 billion. Let's go to Amber Linehan with the latest news on health.
The Michigan Attorney General says more charges are likely to come in the Flint water crisis. Yesterday, he brought criminal charges against 2 state officials and a Flint city administrator. Mike Glasgow is being accused of tampering with evidence and changing lead results in an official report. Mike Prisby is accused of knowing the plant would fail, but still authorizing an operating permit for the Flint water treatment plant. Prisby's colleague Stephen Bush is being accused with him of conspiring to manipulate test results. The Michigan Department of Environmental failed to treat the water, causing the water to eat the city's iron and lead pipes, eventually leading into the drinking water. Residents have gotten sick from the contamination and are complaining about skin lesions, memory loss, and depression. Loneliness and social isolation is now being linked to heart disease and stroke specifically. University of York researchers say people who are isolated or feel lonely have a 29% higher risk of having a heart disease and a 32% higher risk of having a stroke. The researchers say people need to make more friends. They suggest therapy that focuses on improving social skills and programs that offer social opportunities. Now back to Arianna with the latest in entertainment news.
WWE wrestler Joan Laurer, known as Chyna, died at the age of 45. Billed as the 9th wonder of the world, Chyna was one of the pioneering figures in women's wrestling. Chyna was found dead in her Redondo Beach apartment by a friend who says she was unresponsive. As of now, police say there are no signs of foul play. Queen Elizabeth II is celebrating her 90th birthday with the royal family and the people of Britain. She celebrated her milestone day with a walkabout near her main residence in Windsor. Brits brought the Queen flowers, cakes, and homemade cards. Last year, Her Highness gained the title of Britain's longest ever reigning monarch. The Newport Beach Film Festival returns this year with over 350 films. The films include both independent and international features, with a selection of action, sports, family film series, and retrospectives. Those interested in purchasing tickets to the event can now buy them online at the Newport Film Festival website. Tickets range from $15 for individual films and $225 for the weekend pass. The event will begin today and run through April 28th. Let's toss it back to Amber with the latest in sports.
The countdown to the Rio 2016 Games formally begins with the lighting of the Olympic torch in southern Greece. The torch will travel through Greece before reaching Brazil on May 3rd. Some 12,000 people will carry the flame on its journey to the opening ceremony on August 5th. The torch's journey will be a chance to showcase the richness and diversity of Brazil with the Olympic spirit. The San Jose Sharks defeated the Los Angeles Kings 3-2 in Game 4 of their Western Conference first-round series. Brent Burns opened the score on a power play goal in the second period. Joe Pavelski and Patrick Marleau followed with 2 more power play goals. The Sharks now lead the best-of-7 series 3-1. Game 5 will be tomorrow at Staples Center. Tomorrow is Earth Day, but CSUN is holding their annual Earth Fair. Let's go to Newsroom with Matador News reporter Gabrielle Ortega with the story.
Thank you, Amber. The Earth Fair is an outdoor campus event featuring crafts, music, giveaways, and interactive activities. Producer assistant for Associated Students, Kaitlin Windfelder, says the event is designed to inform CSUN students of sustainability on campus and in their lifestyle.
This year we're focusing on water conservation and sustainability because of the drought that we're going through. So we have about 50 different vendors this year. We're going to have a couple of speakers talking to us about solar power, which we incorporated for the first time this year.
The entire event is powered by solar energy at no cost to CSUN. The solar-powered generators will continue to be used on campus for events as well as power outage prevention. CSUN students can sign petitions to help the community, design reusable tote bags, or relax in hammocks provided by the fair.
She dragged me along, but I've always been interested. I've just never gone, and we're kind of here just to see the vendors. We go to the farmers market all the time on Tuesdays, and a bunch of the vendors said that they'd be here, so we're wanted to check that out.
Yeah, and last year it was super great. They had a tiny zebra. I'm super excited to see if they had one this year.
I'm a little early because I thought we were planting trees at 10 a.m., but I guess it's going on till 12 p.m. I'm excited for that. I'm ready to get my hands dirty with some dirt, plant some trees, and leave my mark here at CSUN.
In the years that I've been here, it's really, there's a lot of change going on.
Making improvements.
Yeah.
Everyone's starting to realize what we're doing to the earth, and hopefully we can change it before it goes bad.
The Earth Fair is open to anyone wishing to attend at no cost. Go green and celebrate Earth Day on the Bayramian lawn until 3 today. Now,
Thank you for watching Matador News. I'm Ashley LaRue.
I'm Celene Zavala.
And I'm Amber Linehan.
And I'm Arianna Takis.